New Marvel Legend pre-orders, new GIJoe Ultimates, lots of Transformer reveals, and a whole lot more. So let's jump right into it. Yo, you action figure enthusiasts out there, JC here, and welcome to a Wednesday edition of TNInews. And as always, we've got a lot to cover today. And let's start off with some news on the Marvel Legend front. So first of all, we got a new reveal this week. It is a new Scarlet Witch MCU figure based on her appearance in the Multiverse of Madness movie. So very similar to the previous Scarlet Witch that they did from the Disney Plus wave. This one has the long sleeve. She comes with the book. I'm not sure if how many other differences there are, but again, very similar to that previous Scarlet Witch that we got. But this will be released as a Target store exclusive. The cost of it's going to be about $25. It is supposed to be released later this fall. No word on when it's going to be made available for pre-order or anything like that. But again, it will be a Target exclusive. And if you missed out on the previous Scarlet Witch, this might be one that you want to pick up. Now, last week, I told you how it looked like we were going to be seeing for pre-order this week that Secret Wars Doctor Doom and Monica Rambeau 2-pack, the part of the Avengers 60th anniversary subline that Hasbro is doing this year. They showed off that 2-pack in their last live stream. Well, that is going up for pre-order, which will be tomorrow, April 6th, Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time at places like our sponsors, Big Bad Toy Store and Entertainment Earth. But on top of that, we're also going to get that first appearance Incredible Hulk 2-pack with the Gray Hulk and Bruce Banner, another 2-pack that they showed off during their last live stream. So both of these sets, again, will be available for pre-order tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, again, at places like our sponsors, Big Bad Toy Store and Entertainment Earth. And you can check out these new official images for both of these sets. You can see in these new images, the Doctor Doom figure is going to have two different head sculpts, an unmasked head sculpt and the masked one. You also get just his face plate and multiple pairs of hands. The only accessories that the Monica figure comes with is an extra pair of hands. And then for the Hulk 2-pack, you get an extra head sculpt for Hulk and an extra pair of hands. And you get that same bent pipe that we've seen them release with other Hulk figures. So, and the glasses on the Bruce Banner figure are removable. So, as I said, both of these sets will be going up for pre-order tomorrow. Okay, now let's jump into Transformer news. So yesterday, Hasbro held a live stream with the Transformers brand team, and they showed off quite a few new Transformer items that will be coming. Many of these went up for pre-order yesterday, again at places like our sponsors, Big Bad Toy Store and Entertainment Earth. So for you Armada fans, we are getting a Leader Class Megatron. There will also be an Optimus Prime coming, which they showed off yesterday, but that did not go up for pre-order this week. It will be going up probably within a few weeks, but we don't have an exact date on when that'll be available for pre-order. But we are getting a new Armada Optimus Prime to go along with this Leader Class Megatron, which is going to cost, the Megatron's going to cost $54.99. That's the retail price. We are also getting a Legacy Evolution Voyager class Nemesis Leo Prime. So this is just a black repaint of their previous Leo Prime. This one's going to be $34.99. And then we're also getting a Voyager Dirge. So another Seeker jet that is now available for pre-order. This one, again, is going to cost $34.99. We are getting a deluxe Autobot DevCon. I believe this, he's a bounty hunter, I believe, that appeared in one of the animated series episodes, the original 80s animated series. I vaguely remember the episode with bounty hunters. I don't remember DevCon specifically, but he is coming to the line as well, and that one's going to cost $24.99. We are getting also a deluxe Beachcomber, so a new version of Beachcomber is coming. Definitely wish we would see like gears and maybe even an updated wind charger, but Beachcomber is coming. And then another one of their Junkions. This is another deluxe size figure. Axle Grease. So this is our very first Decepticon Junkion. Not anything we ever saw in the original cartoon or anything. And again, this one is going to cost $24.99. Then going down to the core class, we're getting another one of the Dinobots, Swoop, and then also the more recent Dinobot that I think was first introduced in the IDW comics, Scar, which they did make some indications that maybe at some point we will see a Studio Series sized Scar figure released to go along with the other Dinobots they've been doing for that size. Now, one other item that they showed off yesterday during the live stream, this was just an early prototype, so these will not be the final colors, but it is a Titan Nemesis spaceship, the Decepticons spaceship, basically. We got the Ark previously, so now we're going to get the Decepticon ship. The paint, again, these are not the final colors. Most of it will be that darker purple that you see here. But again, this is kind of an early prototype. So this is actually going to be a female Decepticon. So our first Titan class female Transformer that they're doing. And no idea when this is actually going to be made available, probably later this summer. They'll probably have it on hand at San Diego Comic-Con or something like that. But again, to go along with your Ark, we are going to be getting the Decepticon ship as well. Okay, and then this week we got 2 more Star Wars reveals. Once again, a Black Series figure and a Vintage Collection figure. So for Vintage Collection, we've got another Book of Boba Fett. This one is based on Luke Skywalker from the Book of Boba Fett. Not sure how it really differs that much from the Mandalorian appearance, but he doesn't have like a hood or anything like that. This figure is going to cost you $16.99. It went up for pre-order at places like our sponsors, Big Bad Toy Store and Entertainment Earth. And again, if you're needing another Jedi black suit Luke Skywalker, then this one might be for you. And then also for Black Series going up for pre-order is the actual Cranston, based on, again, the Book of Boba Fett. So we got that comic book one that was kind of a weak figure that they did. But this one, even though he's not really black, not sure why they didn't really make him black here, but the Black Series figure, this one's going to cost $33.99. And again, both of these figures, this is listed as a deluxe figure, basically. And again, both the Vintage Collection and Black Series figures are available for pre-order now. Now, while we're on the subject of Star Wars, don't forget that this weekend will be the Star Wars Celebration Convention. Hasbro will be attending that convention. They should be revealing new figures. I've heard that they should be revealing something like 20 new figures between Vintage Collection and Black Series and such. Hopefully it won't just be a bunch of repaints and stuff, but we'll have to wait and see. I've been hearing rumors about, Hasbro's going to announce their Star Wars HasLab. I can't say 100%. I've been hearing the rumors of the Ghost, the Vintage Collection Ghost from the Rebels animated series. Which, I wouldn't be surprised if we see that ship pop up in the Ahsoka Disney Plus live action series. So that would kind of make sense to me. But the fact that Hasbro has made no indication, hinted, given no hints about a new Star Wars HasLab launching soon. They almost always do that. They always give a little hint saying, HasLab is coming, so that we can all sit around guessing what it's going to be. Since that has not happened, I wouldn't expect any actual HasLab Star Wars announcements. They might if they do have one planned coming up this year, which I would assume they will, they might start teasing it at Celebration, but I wouldn't really expect there to be any kind of major announcements or kicking off a new HasLab this weekend at Star Wars Celebration. But we'll just have to wait and see, and whether it's HasLab or whatever other new products that they end up revealing this weekend, we'll be sure to have full coverage of that over on Jedi Insider. So definitely check that site out this weekend if you want to keep up on the latest reveals. Okay, now let's switch over to GIJoe, not specifically Hasbro, but moving on to Super 7. So last week, Super 7 had been teasing some GIJoe items. It wasn't clear if it was like both teases were for the same item or 2 different items. It turns out they were teasing 2 different items last week. So the first tease that they gave with the subway and the graffiti and everything that I talked about previously, that ended up being for a Reaction 3-pack. And as I had speculated, it is a Reaction pack based on the ending of the Pyramid of Darkness when the Cobras are trying to escape on the subway, and Cobra Commander's dressed as an old lady, the Baroness is dressed as a nurse, and Destro is dressed as a construction worker. So that is what the Reaction 3-pack is. It went up on the Super 7 website on April 1st, even though it was not an April Fool's joke. And last time I checked, it was still available there. And then the second tease that they gave out last week with the Cobra in the basket that puts out the gas. So that was for Ultimates. And again, my speculation was right in that we actually got, I was thinking it was either a tease for a black costume Baroness, which is in fact what that accessory is going to, or a Zartan figure, which is also in this wave. So even though that particular accessory they were teasing last week wasn't for Zartan, both those figures, the Black Costume Baroness and Zartan, are in this new wave 4 of their GIJoe 7-inch scale Ultimates. The other two figures are GIJoe based with a Stalker figure and Gung Ho. So both, look very much like their original looks and everything. Zartan does have color change abilities, so that's definitely very cool. If you wanted to pre-order these directly from Super 7 to try and entice you to basically circumvent the e-tailers, they're offering an accessory pack. If you get the figures, I don't know if you really need these extra accessories, but they are offering that as a separate bonus if you order all 4 figures directly from Super 7. But these figures are available pretty much everywhere that carries the Super 7 Ultimates, including our sponsors Big Bad Toy Store and Entertainment Earth. So, but you won't get the accessory pack if you order it from those places. And then one other bit of news on the Super 7 front. I just wanted to share these new images that Super 7 released this week of their reaction Tron figures with light cycles. So I've talked about these before. These are being offered at the Disney park with the new Tron ride, but Super 7 also noted that the 2 sets with the light cycles would be sold at some point on the Shop Disney website. So if you're not able to make it to the Disney parks, then you will be able to buy at least these 2. There are single release figures also coming, which we had previously seen, and it's not clear whether those will be made available online or if those will only be sold at the parks. But definitely, if you want like the light cycle with the reaction figures, those 2 sets, the yellow one, the yellow bike and the orange bike, will be available at some future date on the Shop Disney website. Okay, let's get into a little bit of Masters of the Universe news in Mattel. So I just wanted to let you know that it's been confirmed that the Masterverse New Adventure Skeletor figure is going to be a Target store exclusive. So I had mentioned that one was going to be likely a Target, or I said it was going to be a store exclusive, and I assumed it was likely going to be Target because that's where the New Adventures He-Man figure was exclusive to. And again, it does turn out that was the case. So just to recap, from all those reveals that they showed off the other week, the items that are actual store exclusives include the New Adventures Skeletor, along with the New Adventures Deluxe Slush Head figure. So that will also be a Target store exclusive. And then the Mossman figure, the Deluxe Flocked Mossman figure, that's exclusive to Walmart. And then also exclusive to Target. And I wasn't sure last time I talked about these, but I have confirmed that Rulers of the Sun 3-pack, that new one that they showed off, will also be a Target store exclusive. Those are for the Origins line. Now, what is not a store exclusive, but will be showing up at Target first, is the Deluxe Masterverse Whiplash figure that will eventually be available everywhere. And then also that Origins Manny Faces comic book base or mini comic based Manny Faces, which has been available on the Amazon website, that too will eventually be available at other e-tailers. So those aren't really store exclusives. They're just where Mattel has given certain retailers first dibs on those. But the actual store exclusives are the Mossman to Walmart, the Masterverse New Adventure figures to Target, and the Rulers of the Sun 3-pack. Those are all Target exclusives. Now, while we're on the subject of Mattel, let's just switch over to WWE, and I want to give you a quick update on that WWE Ultimate Edition WCW Monday Nitro entrance stage that they are offering as their latest crowdsource item on the Mattel Creations website. So I got to say that it has not been moving that well along. They actually had a live stream yesterday going over everything for the stage. But as I'm filming this, it's only at 1,512 backers. Now, the thing to note is it's got until May 6th to get to its minimum number of 5,000 backers, but it only has until the end of this week, the end of Friday, to get to 5,000 backers if you want to get the early bird figure, the Hulk Hogan figure, included with the set. So, and it really, at this point, at its current pace, does not seem like it's going to reach the 5,000 by the end of Friday. So that means that we're going to get one less figure with this one, which, you know, a lot of people will see that as it decreases the value. And so, you know, a lot of people seem hesitant to want to pay $400 for the set. It is a pretty cool set, but a lot of people seem kind of hesitant to want to pay $400. Now, I think when you factor in all the stretch goals, all the figures that are included, if it got to all the stretch goals, then I think, you know, the $400 is well within you know, the value of what you're getting. But in order to get all the figures included, it needs to get to the 5,000 backers by this end of this Friday, and then it would have to get a total of 11,000 backers by the end of the campaign for all the stretch goals to be included. So I don't know if it doesn't get, you know, I said this when they launched the campaign, my feeling is, and this is mainly just based on my observations of these, you know, when these big toy companies do these crowdsourcing things, just my observations. I'm not as tuned into the wrestling fan base as I am, say, like Marvel Legends and stuff. So, you know, it's hard for me to say from that standpoint. But I feel like if it misses the Hulk Hogan figure, if it doesn't get the early bird figure by the end of this coming Friday, that it's going to have a hard time getting even to the 5,000. But we'll have to wait and see. You know, it has the lights. One of the things they noted during the live stream is it is going to be modular, so you can make it smaller if you've got space issues. I've also heard that you can hang it on the wall if you want to. I don't think they mentioned that yesterday in the live stream, but I do believe that you're going to be able to hang it on the wall. And another thing I think is cool is you can power the lights and stuff with either batteries or a USB power cable. So, you know, if you want to keep it lit all the time on your shelf, and, you know, you don't have to drain a bunch of batteries to do it, which I think is always nice. I always feel like light features are kind of pointless if it's just battery driven, because, you know, if you leave it on all the time, it's going to drain the batteries pretty quickly, and nobody's going to be going through all those batteries just to keep it lit all the time. So the fact that they're allowing you to plug it in so that you can, you know, keep it lit all the time, I think is definitely a cool selling point. But as I say, it looks like this one is going to struggle a bit, and we'll have to see if it gets, you know, has a huge surge here in the last couple of days of this week to see if it can get to the early bird. And if not, then we're going to have to see how that actually impacts the campaign overall. For you Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle fans, so first of all, from NECA yesterday for Turtle Tuesday, they released this concept art for a new figure that they're going to be doing. This is a new April O'Neil from the Mirage comic book series. It is different from the previous April that they did. April is one of the figures they did originally, you know, several years ago when they first started doing Mirage comic figures. I know a lot of people have wanted to get their hands on that April. I actually have that April figure. It's pretty nice. But they are doing a new April, but it's not just a re-release. It does look very different from the one that they'd done previously. I'm not really familiar with this look of April from the Mirage comics. But again, they released this concept art saying that they will be doing a new April figure, and more details should be coming soon. For you retro Playmate Toys fans, we've got what looks to be a new Classic Ninja Unleashed Mutation Raph figure coming. These images showed up on the Amazon Canada website, but you can see from the package images that here in the US, this is going to be a Target store exclusive. So it's not available there on Target yet, but likely will soon. And again, if you like to get like reissues of old Playmate turtle figures, this is one that you might want to check out. Loyal Subjects via the Toy Book has announced that they've expanded their agreement with Paramount to do more BST AXN Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle 5-inch scale figures. So more single releases, more multi-packs, things like that. Not a lot of specific details, but they did give us this image showing off, I believe these are IDW versions of the characters. But again, if you're into the 5-inch stuff from the Loyal Subjects, they are definitely going to be continuing that line in the coming days, months, and years. Okay, and then finally from McFarlane Toys. So first of all, just a heads up, this coming Friday, we will be getting new McFarlane pre-orders. I believe it's going to be the 3-inch DC Page Puncher 2-packs. I've talked about these before with the Mutant Leader and Batman from The Dark Knight Returns. And then the other one, I think, is the Batman Who Laughs and the Red Death Flash version of Batman. So, again, I believe that is what is going to be going up for pre-order this coming Friday. Now, another McFarlane news I have for you. So this appears to be our first look at the upcoming DC Superpowers 5-inch Aquaman figure based on Rebirth. This image, or these images, I should say, come via an overseas YouTuber. So I'm not sure if this is like a factory leak or what have you. But we've seen listings for the 4th wave of Superpower figures. Again, these are 5-inch figures, minimum articulation, definitely meant to appeal to retro fans of the original Superpowers line. But the other figures are a Rebirth variant of Wonder Woman, a Black Manta figure, and then a Tim Drake Robin and a classic detective Batman figure. So Aquaman rounds out the wave. So Aquaman's the first one we're seeing here in the United States. These DC Superpower figures have been released as Walmart exclusive, so I'd expect this wave will be showing up there as well. These, of course, have not yet been officially announced by McFarlane Toys, but likely will soon. And then speaking of leaks, this weekend we got a look at what appears to be a new 52 Cyborg Superman figure coming to the DC Multiverse line. So these were put out by the overseas photographer, GIJoe. So at first, he put these images up on April Fool's. So I think everyone thought this was an April Fool's joke. And I actually reached out to him just to, confirm that it wasn't an April Fool's joke. And he says that it wasn't, that he believes these are factory leak figures. These are his images. He has these figures in hand. But I guess he's not, he's not saying they're 100%, but he feels pretty confident these are actual figures coming to the DC Multiverse line, and I tend to believe him. He even took a picture of the back of the Superman figure showing the trademark stamp on the underside of the cape, which if this was like a custom, I doubt you'd be seeing that. So, and indications are that this figure will be part of a 2-pack with a Superman figure in his recovery suit with like the mullet and stuff. So, again, not 100% confirmed, but likely, again, this Cyborg Superman is going to be part of a 2-pack released at some future date. And then he also had gotten a hold of the 2 variants of the Dark Flash figure. This is a gold label figure. We've seen the open mouth one here in the United States. It's being released as a Walmart exclusive. And on the back of the packaging, we saw images for the 2 other variants with the different head sculpts, and it seemed like they were going to be doing one of these where they kind of mix in the various figures, so they're like chases. We saw them do that with one of their Robin figures, a couple years ago. So I think it's the same thing with this Dark Flash. However, we'd only again seen in this country the open mouth version. No signs of the other 2 figures, but it does look like those 2 will be coming at some point. Okay, so that's it for today. As always, I'd love to hear your thoughts on everything I talked about down in the comment section below. Like this video if you're so inclined, and if you haven't already, if you're new to the channel, please think about subscribing and hitting that bell notification so you're alerted every time I upload a new video. As always, guys, stay safe out there, and until next time, I'll catch you later.
Hey, thanks for watching today's video, and be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit that bell notification so you're alerted every time I upload a new video. And be sure to head over to the Toy News International and Marvelous News message boards communities. It's a great place to talk toys and win cool contests like $100 store credits to Big Bad Toy Store. And remember, action figures are great.